All organized religions are fake. There's always an esoteric meaning with under that, up under that, and up under that. And so all organized religions are fake. And like I said too, why is it that they say that great learning is supposed to go on in the damn TV show, and yet, isn't it funny that they got about 40 or 50 different Christian programs throughout TV? You see what I'm saying? Now you would figure that Christianity is the only damn religion in the world. So obviously that's letting you know that that is a diversion, and in actuality that is a government tool for the simple fact that it's all that started, and you can't get the esoteric meaning out of it. Plus also keeping you waiting on a doggone mythical figure that basically did not exist, which is also that did not exist, and you waiting on this person to come back. You can never understand the potential of the God that is inside of you, as Psalms in John 10:34 says, which means you're waiting on that, and so you are actually giving energy to a person that don't exist. That person is you. The Messiah who is to come is within you. And so what's happening is the reason why we can't rise up is because we're dealing and giving energy to a person that don't exist, because you are directing the energy from you, away from you, out in the open some damn where. You see what I'm saying? And actually empowering the government. That's how they stay afloat, based on you really think they're gods. You see what I'm saying? You really think they're gods and stuff. So that's one thing we need to understand at this particular time, is you have to actually take that energy, the spiritual energy, and actually relocate that energy based on where that energy is supposed to be, and that's basically within you. And that's the only way. And now, it's even gotten to the point now, and so the only way we're going to get out of this is we got to tap into that inner meaning of the God Harpacross, which I'll go into in a few minutes to try to understand. You got to unlock that which is in you. And a lot of that is not necessarily, although meditation is good, that's the going within, and you must meditate. But another thing is the doggone concept. The concept is the same concept, and when you move out the house, you'll take it upon yourself to say, no, I can't depend on my mother and father no more. I'm going to try to make it on my own. You might fall on your ass a couple of times because it's a trial base, basically throughout all your 20s, you see. But you basically say, I'm going to make it on my own. Well, it's the same thing with the spiritual realm. You have to tap into that particular vessel or the energy which is in you, and basically you do it mentally, and which is the hardest thing, because basically we're always thinking of this God outside of ourselves. And the God that you are thinking and you worship only dwells within you. And this is the concept that we really have to get to, and we'll go back deeper into that as we go on. But as we go on, because we got, let's see, I got 7 pages, so that's pretty good. That's a pretty long lecture. And also, and plus, how many people be thinking of your, I told you on the radio, if you got any questions and answers, how many people need some paper? Be thinking of your questions while we do this, and because the best lectures are the ones who have the best questions. Like I said, when I was in New Jersey and we did 7 hours, it was based on the best questions. So hell, people paid, they paid money to get in. They said, well, we're going to utilize it, and so therefore, we did 7 hours. And that's because we had to, because they gave, we didn't end anything until the people were sure that they had some type of understanding. You understand where I'm coming from? So be thinking of your questions, and I'll get out some paper. And I'll get out some paper, and we can pass this around. How many people need paper? Just raise your hand or whatever, and just, anybody need some paper? Here, take some and pass some to the sister back there. Now, pencils is a whole nother, yeah, that's a whole nother groove there and shit, you get 500 sheets of paper in a pack, but pencils, you only get 10 if you that good. And now they made out of that fiberglass type stuff, and it really don't write that good, so. So anybody, somebody might have some stuff. So as we go on, we're gonna cover a lot of things, but the best lectures is the ones that you make. Why? It's not because, it's not one of, and I might stress this again, like I said, my eye, for the people that are just walking in, I know you have to look at this nasty looking Idaho lecture, but My eye just woke up and it was just weight. So you basically, I probably roll up or hit my hand or something, you know. But anyway, I didn't know until a person said it about, looked at it about 3 o'clock that afternoon. So basically, it has no feeling, or it has no type of, I can see just as straight. So it's just, it looks worse than what it really is. It takes about 4 days to go away. Also, these are free and you should utilize them. They're all over town. You can get them at 7 Under. Just about all the metaphysical bookstores have these, and these are free newspapers on it's called the Aquarian, the Signs of the Times, Aquarius magazine. And these have a lot of information in it. One of the articles, and I think you can still get this one because it's from August 1996, so you can still get it, is this article called "The Mystery is the Secrets of the Sphinx" by Graham Hancock. So this is a good article on the Sphinx up in here, and not only that, also too, I think you need to advertise up in there too, because you know they got that whole spread with all the books though. So this is some things you also need to get too. So let's deal with some things, and then we'll cover things as we go on. First of all, like I said before, this whole welfare thing. First of all, he signed the bill on August the 22nd. That is the eve of August the 23rd. The 23rd is one of our lucky numbers. It's one of the numbers of Sirius, the 23rd, because 2 and 3 makes 5, and 5 is also the number of Mars, and Mars is also the number of the warrior god. So the heliacal rising, see, I eat this granola now, I'm spitting. The heliacal rising of Sirius starts on July 23rd, and I think it ends somewhere in August. I know dog days. You know when it ends, anybody? Anyway, it's dog days. Most people down south used to follow dog days because it was the summer in the early part of September. But anyway, it's crucial. It's funny that they signed this bill on the 22nd, the eve of August the 23rd. I think it's got you got one last copy of the Cosmic Trigger back there, which goes into the 23rd, or also dog days. Dog days are days when people have a lot of spiritual upliftment, especially black people. And that's why those summer months is when Sirius is the closest to the earth, and also the melanin within you and your psychic powers is enhanced more. That's why during the summer months they try to give you more, like I said before, try to give you more concerts, more festivals, more music things, more this, more that, to cool you out. Because these are days that you can have out-of-body experiences in dog days. And also during Christmas. And that's the reason why you eat more turkey and more ham and more bullshit during Christmas, was because those are days that they know that you can have spiritual upliftments in the dead of winter and in the dead of summer. You see what I'm saying? In the rising of summer. Christmas, some of those days, is days too, those spiritual days, which would be the winter solstice. And the summer is the summer solstice, then you have the spring equinox and the fall equinox. Always plan spiritual things around those particular days. So let's give a good date. The book, The Lion Path, I think you got one left, but they have, let's see the next spiritual days that, well, hell, I don't know, this is the day to play the lottery if you're going to do the shit, you know. Let's see the next date. There's certain dates that certain portholes open up, and it's spiritual days that you're supposed to basically utilize those particular days. So the next one is going to be, let's see, 96. We got one on the 19th. That's already passed. It don't really matter. One is on November 18th is a spiritual day of 1996. November 18th is a spiritual day. Mark that down, which is interesting because, like I said, they're going to celebrate, Israel is going to celebrate its 3,000-year birthday, 3,000 or 2,000, I think it's 3,000-year birthday in November. So that's spiritual for us, for the simple fact, 3,000 years ago wasn't no such thing as no European Jew that crawled up out of Spain that was converted in there by the Moors. You understand what I'm saying? It was the same Negroes that came up out of Egypt, so-called, quote unquote. You see what I'm saying? So therefore, this should be a very significant day for energy or whatever. You never really know, for the simple fact that it's hit or miss, because like we said, we don't know if this is February. We don't know if this is whatever date this is. We really don't know. We just know it's the summertime, so we go by seasons. Summer, winter, fall, and that's basically how you can tell what time you're in. Not necessarily the date, but actually by the season. Summer, winter, fall, spring, or whatever. And basically, hell, that's the same way the animals do it. You see what I'm saying? It really makes no difference. So therefore, that's what throws us off all the time. I've been caught up in that a million times my damn self. But anyway, it's funny that he signed this particular bill at this particular time, knowing damn well that if they cut out the welfare, they already know that if they cut out the doggone welfare and all, which is probably good also too, because I'll explain something in a few minutes. But knowing doggone well that their thing is they're not going to give out any jobs. So that'll be the last time you'll see some jobs around here. Hell, you can't get jobs now with welfare. You think the hell when you think you're going to get some jobs when you think you're going to get some jobs after they cut out the welfare? And I know we make arguments about an endless cycle and all this kind of thing here, but basically, when you really see the brothers and sisters that really need this assistance, there's no way in hell. We're talking about a people that we forgot. We're talking about a people that we forgot. You see what I'm saying? A people that have. I mean, do yourself a favor. Go down Simpson Street, and turn off down any one of those streets, like Sunset. Go down Sunset, because part of Sunset is where Martin Luther King used to live. Another part is like the land that time forgot. It looked like something in fucking bedrock. I mean, unbelievable. And if you see this horrific deterioration of black people, you know doggone well that anything that this man wants to do with our people, he's going to do it for the simple fact that we don't want to be nowhere around them. So the people that can help these particular people, you never even see these people in their life. So therefore, don't say and depend on the government to get your people out of anything when we don't do things either. So the government is going to do what the government is going to do. And basically, as more people you got homeless, more people you got in concentration camps. You see what I'm saying? In concentration camps, when we get into a certain amount of things. But spiritually, what's that?
Spirit just told me something.
Yeah.
Spirit says, because we want to know what happened to the people.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, when you get to that part, the Sister Shakur is here.
Okay, we're going to find out.
I have a message from the angels.
Okay, cool. We're going to deal with all that because it's a family gathering. Ain't nothing formal ever going on in this shit. We suspend all egos and stuff. This is family gathering and ain't nothing formal about it and stuff. Like we say, listen to what we say instead of how we say it. And that's the key, how we've been duped all these years, of how we say it. You see, like the white boy called in and was saying about, nigga this, nigga that. I'm saying, man, no, listen to what I say, not how I say it. And it's the same damn thing, like I said, when I was at Benedict College and stuff, and we would have these guest speakers would come in, they'd give them $10,000 to come in, and they would speak about nothing, just uplift a nigga. And talking about nothing. You gotta have some Pierre Cardins on your feet. That was the shit back in 1980. And you gotta have some Stacey Adams. No, what the hell has that got to do with any kind of shit? But that's how they say, don't listen to how I say it, but what I say. And that's what Elijah Muhammad used to say. Don't listen to the way I said it, but what I said. You see what I'm saying? So that's the key right there. And that's called, like I said before, that's called, there's an art to good public speaking. There's an art. And everything here is done on a art, like a cult. You see what I'm saying? Psychologically. And that's the art of the preaching, the art of all that. It's like the Pied Piper. You understand what I'm saying? So it's the art to all of that. So now, dealing with this, one good part about the welfare is we can actually say that basically, even Farrakhan said this a couple of years ago, that the Pharaoh has let you go. You understand what I'm saying? So spiritually, we're talking about there's no strings attached. So when they make these bold moves, we're talking about junctures in history that you can actually go by. If you take every book in the Bible and read it like it's going on today. There's nothing in the Bible that happened historically whatsoever. If you go to damn Egypt, they got the same story. If you go to Persia, they got the same story. You understand what I'm saying? None of that happened in history. The scholars told you that the last 6, 7 years, that they can't find shit in history. That's why they said it's what, over a couple of thousand grave mistakes in the Bible. You understand what I'm saying? Nothing happened. So that's because the Bible is a book that is supposed to be read now. Your book of Matthew is supposed to be read now. Your book of Exodus is a book that's supposed to be read now. You see what I'm saying? The book of Psalms read now, and that's the key. The reason, you can just go right to your Bible. I mean, it's one thing to buy all the books, but it's another thing, you can go right to a book that you have been trained on. And let me drink some water. That you've been trained on. And basically, you're supposed to read these books now. You see, that's the key. So when they're saying Pharaoh let you go, they're not talking about 2,000 years in Egypt, because that never happened. They're talking about now. So hell, he's saying no affirmative action. You understand what I'm saying? He's saying no welfare, and they're talking about these are things that you can actually trace now. And what happened? When the Pharaoh let them go, what happened? The damn Jews or the black Hebrews at that time, they didn't want to leave. You understand what I'm saying? They say, hell, we had it good back there on public assistance. And what they had all these debates going on whether to get off of welfare, whether to get off affirmative action. You understand what I'm saying? So basically, but they also had a relocation plan also for their ass back then too, which is actually now, and we see they're relocating our ass. You understand what I'm saying? So basically, if you read the book as a social working type book based on psychological emphasis and based on prophetic things, you can actually see things that they're talking about now. It's not 2,000 years ago. You see what I'm saying? Or 3,000 years ago. This stuff is talking about now because, like I say, Egypt had the same Exodus story. You see what I'm saying? The same Exodus story. So these are things, so the Pharaoh has let you go, which is now, go back and read Exodus. And also, like I said, to get a greater book, because the Exodus is only a fragment that came from a bigger book, is the book of Jasher up there. I think you got one up there? You got 3. The book of Jasher, which is the main book in which the Exodus, which is only an article, basically, came from. So they took books from the Bible and they took only fragments from bigger books. So the book of Jasher, but even in the Messiah text, they said that Elijah will come in the end days and bring the book of Jasher. So what is he coming in the end days to bring a book explaining some shit that happened 2,000 years ago? That means that the book never was a book based on history. But the history now is being fulfilled now is based on prophetic fulfillment. Hell, even all the Christian ministers tell you that. You see what I'm saying? It was never a book for the future. So the book of Jasher is a book to find out this Exodus thing. And actually the entire whole Bible. The whole Bible is a prophetic book. And it's also a guidebook to the soul, as far as a lot of this stuff is actually talking about what's going on the inside of your body. Like your book of Revelations is not only a book that's talking about the outside, but it's an alchemy book that's talking about the transformation of the soul. You see what I'm saying? Now, let's deal with some other things. Number one, they're going to have a blackout soon. We don't know when, but just they've already had 2 on the East Coast, out in the West Coast this summer. So, which is actually, anytime they don't just have blackouts by mistake. Hell, they're going to pull a grid. These things are actually done. Remember now, they used to have blackouts every year in the AU Center. And when I used to go to school at Clark, they used to have blackouts every year. They would have one in the AU Center. And these are doggone test drills. So they're going to have a major one that's not only supposed to be West Coast, but it's supposed to be East Coast as well. So be on the lookout for that. Also, there's a movie coming out, and I didn't get the name of the movie. All I know is a movie coming out about a blackout. And what happens during a blackout. They always put movies out, you see. So there's going to be a movie coming out at that particular time also, too. So this is one to understand. Also, anybody see this movie, Deadly Voyage? It came on HBO with Omar Epps. It's actually a true story about some black people from Ghana. I think it was Ghanaians. They stored away on a boat, and the beast just came in and killed them all up. You see? And this thing actually happened in 1994. So it's still, I think it's still running on HBO, but it's not. I got it recorded, so that's cool. We could also get one. But it's also talking about, you know, how they just killed up all these Africans. It was about 7 or 8 of them, and they just killed them up. All because the governments around the world said it was going to charge them, what, a $40,000 or something if they had any stowaways on the boats. So they said, well, hell, instead of getting charged, we'll just kill them. So this is some things that actually happened.